Hey guys, welcome back. So, I thought I'd do the flower that we were talking about the other day. It is the middle of the day though, and I'm still working on orders. My mailman unfortunately just came, and it came earlier and earlier every day. So, another thing that I was thinking of, and that was I've got to stop stressing about my orders. For all of you guys that have ordered from me, you know that I try and get everything out the same day. And I get a little stressed when I don't. And I know that's silly. I know you guys aren't expecting me to ship the same day, but that's just me. Boy, this is going to be a big cane. But I'm thinking that is an issue that I have with my heart as well. It's because I get stressed out really easy. So, he just came. I had 3 more orders to do. One was almost done, but you know what? I am not going to stress about it. It will go out tomorrow, and everything will be fine. So, this is going to take a little bit of work here. As you can see, I made this really big. And I will probably sell this cane. As soon as I get a picture of it, I will throw it online, I think. But okay, so we have a couple things to talk about. One, which is great news. My nurse called, she actually called early this morning, and I was dreading calling her back. But I called her back, and she was busy, so then I had to wait, so then I'm totally freaking out now. Stupid, I know, it's what I do. And she called back and everything looked good. So I'm going to keep an eye on everything, and I told her if it gets worse or, you know, if I feel I still have issues, then I want to redo it. But as of right now, normal sinus rhythm, no problem. And everything looked really, really good. And then the second good news I got today was my sister-in-law. She's such a gambler. She really is. And we would get into these football pools that she would do, basically. And I'm trying to think of how I want this. So I started playing with her, and then she got a little older, obviously, and didn't want to keep it up. So we've been using somebody else. I guess one of her friends started one up. So we still play. And last night I had the most wins. So it's kind of like a weekly thing. You pay like a certain amount of money for the whole year. And then each week you pick out what teams you think are going to win, and the one that has the most wins, wins. So there were 2 of us yesterday that had the same amount of wins. And so that comes down to like picking points. So like, let's say you think the total points of a game is going to be like 30 or whatever. Then if you both tie, then whoever's closest to the actual points of the game win. Well, guess what? I won! So she usually paid $175 every week. Because you do this for all week. So every week it's a new play. And so there's what, like 17 weeks? You know, and then you got your playoffs and you got your Super Bowl and all that. But anyways, so with her, we'd win $175 when we won. With this guy, and it was only a $5 more than I paid for the season, I won $450 last night. So I am like having a really good week. So I'm going to enjoy this week. And I'm like, oh, what can I get for the money that I got? And I went, no, I'm going to save it. I'm going to use it probably for Christmas because that's coming up. So that'll help out on some of my Christmas shopping, I think. Alright, so there's our green right there. Now let's do the purple. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing as I did as the other one, but I am probably going to pause this because it's going to take a while to make this flower, as it usually does when I pack it. So I want to make this not so long. So let me go ahead and put this through and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so we've got cords because I'm kind of like low on battery on my phone and I don't know how. I must not have charged last night very well. Alright, so this is going to be our main flower. And if you saw the last video, you know where I'm going with this one. So we're going to run it through the pasta machine like this, make it longer. So I'm going to do a 0, but I am going to do a 3 as well. Sometimes you don't have to. And this is a lot of clay, or at least I believe it's a lot of clay, so I'm not really sure it's needed, but I'll do that one first. So we're going to make this into a fan fold. See, I'm always grabbing something. Okay. I'm in the middle of working as well, so you're going to hear all my machines in the background. Sorry about that. I needed to start this early because my husband's not going out of town this week, so I want to get it done before he gets home. And that way I don't have any interruptions. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with the purple. Okay, so that's at a number 3 as well. Again, we're always picking up something here. Okay. Oh boy, this one's a little sticky. Very sticky, actually. And you know the other one was just by chance that I made it. I didn't know what I was quite trying to make when I made it. So you know it's not going to turn out like I had that other one. It's just that never fails that when I try and recreate something, I can't. Okay, so basically what we're going to do now is I'm going to try and bring this up a little bit. Okay, and turn this into a triangle. The higher up you go on the sides, the higher that green is going to be on your lines. So if you don't want it to go too high, try not to pull it up higher than you want it. So we're only going to do 3 inches here. And we'll have a total of 4 pieces. And yes, I have air bubbles and all kinds of stuff in here. So hopefully I can get that worked out. Okay, so there's one. And do the same with this one. I didn't very neatly do this, did I? Who am I kidding? It's me. Okay. Just trying to make it all nice and even. Okay, so now I have two. We're going to cut this off about halfway, so we'll go about 1.5 inches here. Okay, so now we have two of them. Okay, and you're going to just stagger them. Okay, this is a little lower than the other one, so let's push this up a bit. Okay, so you got that with the white down. This one you want the white up. Go a little taller. Okay, and you can do the same again, turn it around and do the green. And one more of the purple. Well, I wasn't joking, this is going to be a big flower, very big. But that is going to be good. Okay, once you get that, you could, if you want, take this and cut the end right there. That way you can square it up if you want, like that. Okay, so now you got a square. And now it really doesn't matter what side you have as a triangle. Right now I'm just going to keep it square. This one does not want to pull out like all the other ones. So the last time I did this, I did not square out the ends. I don't know if that's going to make a difference or not. I guess we're going to find out. I'm going to go 4 inches on this one. Yes, my dogs are alive and well. Mailman's already been here, so I don't know why they're barking. Okay, so now we're going to do our first cut. I think I did 3 or 4 the last time. You can keep looking at it, and when you feel like stopping, go ahead and stop. But you don't want to go to perfect. So let's say, you know, you got your lines coming through a little bit more. You don't want to keep going until it's an absolute perfect cane. Because if you do, and then when you make the flower and you reduce it again, you're going to lose a lot of it. So go like one before perfect. And I know you don't know what 1 before perfect is, but you'll know when you start playing with it where to stop. Now, if you want a more muted flower, then keep going. Go to perfect and even 1 more, and then you'll end up getting a really pretty muted flower instead. Okay, so this just kind of formed into a triangle, so I'm going to leave it alone. And on the other one, I made it pointy on both sides. I don't know if I'm going to do that with this. Do I actually have the cane that we made? I do. So I had it pointy on both sides, but when it comes to flowers, I can never seem to keep that pointy shape on both. Here, I'm going to unplug you really quick here. There we go. I don't have to worry about that in front of my face here. But yeah, I mean, it's perfect like that. That's what we're trying for. But whenever I pack it, I always end up losing the points, and then they get kind of rounded. So we'll play with it and see how it looks. If I can make a pointy flower, I will. But I'm not really the best at those, I will admit. The round ones are so much easier to do. Okay, so we're about 4 inches again. So I'm going to cut it right in half. Okay, so that's number 2. I don't know if it'd be easier doing this way. Okay, so I think we're going to have to do like 2 more, maybe. And go slow. And that way you won't have too much loss on the end. You can take it like this, kind of stretch it out like that as well. Whatever makes it easy on your hands. Okay, so this side's a little bigger than this side. So I'm going to kind of just stretch out this side a little bit more. that's another print done. So as soon as I cut this, I'm gonna have to pause real quick. Although it doesn't really matter, the mailman came. So whatever I have left with can't go out anyways. Okay, so now we're about 5 inches here. So as long as the tips right here are where I need them, that's good. So what are we doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need to do 2.5. Okay, so see how we're getting a little more and more. So I'm gonna go one more, I think. So I'm looking at this one. Oh, I could probably do 1 or 2 more. Alright, so let me go ahead and hit pause so you don't have to watch the other 2. And I'll be right back. Okay, so I didn't want to lose you. This is the first cut. Making sure that I'm cutting where I'm supposed to be. Okay, so there we go. So we are going to leave it like this. 1 more would be perfect. But I think we're going to leave it just like this. Okay, so now I'm going to reduce it. And I know it's not the same as this, is it? What do you guys think? 1 more? No, because I'm afraid I'll go over. I'm going to leave it like this. Now I need 6 pieces. So I'm going to go 9 inches with this. So I'm going to hit pause while I reduce this to 9 inches. And I'll come back and we'll start assembling. Alrighty, I wanted to come back before I completely finished. Because I want to show you now to get the shape that you want. So if I wanted to do 2 pointy sides like this, then you'd start taking this side, okay, and start reducing it up. But I want to make this round because those are always my favorite. So all I do is, when you get to this point and you got the sharp edge, right? When you're reducing, you're pushing down on the sharp edges here. Okay, bringing it up a little bit. Kind of like that. Okay, and then you're kind of rounding out the edges. That's what I'm doing here. It's just rounding out the top. Now, I did forget one important part. It's been that long since I've made a flower. Is I want to cover each petal, which I should have done before I made this so long. But that's okay. You can always do it when they're individual pieces as well. But it's usually easier if you just do it as it's small. Okay, so I needed 9 inches. So we're going to see what this flower looks. Cut this off. See, again, it's just not as perfect as my other one, which is typical. Okay, now that side does not look bad at all. Okay. And then you just have to decide which one you want for the top and for the bottom. So now if you want to make this pointy, you would just have to reshape it. But I wouldn't do that until they're individual pieces, and it'll make it easier. So we may still go pointy on this. But either way, I need to round off that top, right? So I'm pulling a little bit more of this. I'm not really happy with this side compared to that side. So we're going to make it a little bit smaller here. Alright, so okay, so that's a little better. So I'm just going to stick to that. Okay, so I'm going to do 1.5. Okay. So this is where we'll put the outer stuff on it. Okay, so you can make it round like this, or let's see what it looks like if I make this a little more pointier. Yeah, I don't think I like that. Not that I don't like it, I just don't feel comfortable working with that. Okay, so on this one, I covered with the green. I don't know what I want to do. I guess I can do a green and a purple. No. It's the stupidest little decisions that I have problems with. To me, with the green being on the bottom, I'm going to need it purple. I mean, if I had it pointy, then I could use either one, but since the green one's on the inside, we are going to go with purple. And wouldn't you know it, I gotta go get some purple clay, so I will be right back. Okay, so we're back with our purple, which took me forever to find, and I just got an order in, and I knew I had it. Alright, so this is a cut at a number 3. It might be too thick. I don't know yet, so I'm just going to look at it. Yeah, I think we're going to go, if we can get this off easy, we're going to do a number 5, I think. Crazy how fast this stuff sticks to it. Okay, so let's run this through at a number 5 instead. And then we got to think of the center, which I think I'm going to do an ultramarine blue. Maybe with white, I don't know yet. Okay, so this is a number 5. Hopefully we can get them all done with just this one slab. No, we're not quite even here. It is really windy outside today. Just check my porch to see if there were any packages dropped off, and I felt like I was going to blow away. One thing about living in the desert. Okay, so we have one. Let's go a little wider. Okay. So there's two. It's going to be a very pretty flower, I think. That one just seems bigger than all the other ones. And I don't think we're going to have enough to cover that. Here's three. Alright, let's run this through now. All we need is three more. This one's a weird shape. There's four, guys. We're almost there. I'm sorry that I forgot this. It would have made it a lot easier had this already been done. I don't know when the last time I made a flower was. Quite a few months ago. So I'm out of sorts in a way. I don't know if I'm hearing talking outside or screaming or yelling. So I'm going to cover this last one. I'm going to go take a peek outside because we live in a pretty quiet neighborhood. Maybe somebody's getting work done on their house. I don't know. But I'm going to peek real quick. Could be why the dogs were barking. Well, we have a pretty safe neighborhood. We have a mom that has, unfortunately, two adult children living with her. I think they're like 40, 45, and they're drunk. I mean, all the time. So we've had brothers stabbing brothers and stuff like that, and the mom's got to be in her 70s. So every time I see the police show up or an ambulance show up over there, I'm always worried that, you know, they've done something to their mom. So, all right, so we got to still think about the centerpiece here. So I'm going to put these up there. I got some ultramarine blue here. I'm just going to put that in the center with some white. But let me go ahead and reduce this and get it ready for the center, and I'll come right back. Alrighty, guys. So we've got our cane all nice and rounded here. I just made a little blue and white here. See what it looks like when we put it inside. See if I'm even gonna like it. I think if I put a little bit more blue around the outside, I might like it a little more. So let's see what happens here. I went to the mailbox and yeah, it was my neighbor's, not next door, but the next door neighbor to them. I don't know if it was father and son having an argument, but I walked away. Alright, let me see if I like that better. Oh, it doesn't stand out as much as I'd like it to. What happens if I did? No, that's too bright. And this is that. No, don't like that. What happens if I put... Ooh, remember that cane that we did before? That would be a flower within a flower. Ah. It's always coming up with that centerpiece here. Oops, sorry about that. Didn't mean to just push you guys all around there. Let's see, I've got a couple of canes over here on the side. Okay, definitely no orange. I don't know, there's just, ugh. What happens if I just do one blue around a white? Or a bullseye cane. Alright, so let's take a blue here. I'll put that in the center. Okay. And I'm going to wrap it with some white. So let me grab a little bit of white. I don't need a whole lot. I got this at a 0. So the thickest setting. Okay. And I'm going to do one more blue. And since I've already got that right here, that's what I'm going to use. Oops. Okay. So see if I like this better. And then we have to pack it. Alright, so we're just going to cut off just a little bit off the top and see if I like that in the center instead. Oh, yeah. You know, it's going to have to do. It's either going to be this one or this one. So let me go ahead and make this a little smaller. And these are about, still about 1.5. Okay. So it's either that one or this one. And I don't really like this one. And I know it's not something that you're really going to see once it gets reduced, but I think we're just going to go with this one. Just a simple center. Okay, so actually this is perfect at that size. So we're just going to make these nice. And we're going to make sure all of our petals touch that center. See, this is a little off. I usually do it one by one like this and then add them, but it was looking like it was perfect the way it was. So there's two. And this one's a little bigger than all the other ones. So I'm going to kind of bring this down just a little bit. Take that about right there. Okay, let's make it a little fatter. We're just going to roll it like that a little bit. Stick that down. Okay, so there's 3. And 4. 5, one more, and there's 6. Okay, so we're just going to grab it all, turn it upside down, make sure that these are all touching in the center. This is really important because you will notice if they don't. Okay, so one more time, I'm gonna look. I don't like how that's to the side a little bit. Okay, so all I need now is some translucent. We're gonna put it in between all of these and then wrap it. So let me grab some translucent and I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, so basically all I did was take some translucent and I made it into a triangle and small enough to where it fits in between each of the petals. So now I ran a piece of translucent, white translucent is what I'm using. This is all Premo. 1.5 just seems really small on this. I like it a little whiter because it's just easier to start out. Alright, we're just going to roll it and we'll cut it later. So we're going to put this over. Okay. Alright, now we're just going to cut this off. And then we'll do one more long pause. Although you guys don't know how long it is. Because now we're going to reduce this. And make our cane with it. Oh, don't stick to it. Okay. Put that aside. So there's our flower. Okay. And now we're going to come back when it's all reduced. So for those of you that might be new to the channel, I like doing like 2 inches when I think about it, but usually 1.5 is what I normally do. But now you've got to make this really small. And in order to keep this from sucking in, I just use my hand like this. And I'm just kind of squeezing from the center. I'm only going to do that for a little bit. Just to make sure we've got it all nice. Turn it over. Do the same thing with this. Okay. And then you're just going to play, but you're mostly going to play with the center. So if you can get that center, but you don't want to go too far. So just a little at a time, and then just start bringing your hand up a little bit. And basically you're trying to push it out, because you don't want this to suck in. It's okay if it sucks out, if that makes sense. You want the bulge to be on the outside. Then you won't lose so much cane. Okay, then I turn it over. I'm going to do the same on this side. See how I'm just pushing from the center out. It's not going to be perfect, so don't worry about it if it isn't. Okay, so now we got a little bit longer. We go back into the center again. Pretty soon you'll have enough grip to where you can pull it out. But for now, just keep grabbing the center and then move it way up. So now push it up. Okay. Like that. Now you're working on the top. Okay. Then you're going to do the other side. And you're just going to keep doing that. When it gets long enough, you'll be able to start pulling from the center. So I'll get it to that point and I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, so we've got this down so far. We don't have too much waste yet. So now that we're long enough, we can just start pulling on it. And then you roll. And I usually get my flowers in between, I don't know, 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. Okay, I'm just gonna keep going here. Right now we're about 3/4 of an inch. Oh my gosh, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this could make 6 canes. Try and make it a little smaller. So I just want this center. Okay. Wasn't as big as I thought it was going to be. All right, so we're going to go ahead and cut into this. So wish me luck here. So this one's a little big. I'm going to bring this down just a little bit here without making anything else smaller. Just so that it's even, Steven. Okay. And then this, I'm going to cut off and see where it begins to look good. It's probably going to be right there. Yep. Okay. Again, I'm just going to roll it out a little more. Oh, they're still yelling out there. Okay, so on my canes, I usually do 2 inches. I'm not going to look at the flower until I get it all cut. And no, I will not use all these. So as soon as I finish this video, I'm going to take a picture and put them online. It is Tuesday, by the way. So you're seeing this a day after it's done. Okay. So there is our blue or purple and green flower. I really love those colors together. And the center actually doesn't look so bad. All right. So there is our flower. Go ahead and see if we can focus in on it. Okay, and we'll just do the one. There you go. So I hope you guys like that. I haven't made a flower in forever, so that was really fun. And these, of course, I'll keep a couple. And the rest I will throw on the Me and the Mutts webpage. You'll just have to go to Polymer Clay Canes, and it'll show up under there. So I will probably do these for $5 each. Usually the ones I've seen online, they're all like 6, 7, 8. So we're just going to go $5 on these. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.